It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good evening, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. My name is Heath, and this is Modeling Monday. I hope everyone is having a great start to their week. Let's see. Tonight, I've got an unboxing. I've got a tech item that came in the mail. I've got some trains behind me, and I've got a rant, a little bit in honor of Tom's Trains and Things, a rant kind of about my new space. Speaking about the new space and Tom's Trains and Things, I guess more about Tom than about the space. I've got a poll going on. If you could answer the poll, I'd really appreciate it. I'm considering moving Modeling Monday to after Tom's. Right now, this time still works for me, but as work hopefully comes in, I might need to move it to later. So I'm just curious how that's going to affect people. So while we're watching the model railroad live streams coming up, let's say hello to some people. Hello to Almar. We've got Artie Zero from Us America Model Railroading. We've got Carl from Bangor Junction. James from Boulder Creek Yards in the house. Colin Wykes joining us as well. Tim from CP3868 Productions. We've got Eric from Dad Cooks. Damien Loffer. Hey, Damien, I might go to the train club in Queens on Friday. Email me if you think you're interested. David Atkins is in the house. Digger Evans, Model Railways here. Dwight Curley joining us as well. James Galton is in the house. We've got Jerry Satz as well. Joe Rader, Black Rock Central Railroad is joining us as well. Mike, I'm reading Mike Wicked Insanity is saying he's always home, but sometimes sleeping. I would say that's a good place to be sleeping. John Nuffle is in the house. We've got John 2618. We've got Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision. Lynn McCurdy coming to us from California, and that unboxing actually has to do with Mr. McCurdy. We've got Greg from Midsummer Railway N Scale is here. Nisi J joining us as well. Noro, also known as Norman Rose, in the house. We've got Mike, the rail artist, here as well. Roy Eltham, coming in early. Roy, are you off today? How did you make it? Or are you at work playing, listening in one ear? John from Schuylkill River Valley, another Sidetrack Sunday members here. Steve Childers is in the house. We've got Wig Wag Workshop and Mike from Wicked Insanity ending the list, but last but definitely not least, you can see my background's a little different if I step out of the way. You can see I've actually got some trains behind me. They're my Z-scale trains. I moved them. This is about the amount of space behind me I'll have, except I want to be able to get my N-scale layout back there. So still working out the layout. Roy says he's working from home today. Awesome, awesome. Before I get to the unboxing, I thought maybe we'd step back in time a little bit, maybe bring somebody up that's lost all the color in their life and living a little bit in black and white, and see how they're doing. It's Alan from Mason-Dixon Railroad. Alan, how are you doing, sir?
Hey Heath, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. I was hoping you'd have some little like witty joke to lead us off. I love the intros to your videos over at Mason-Dixon
Yeah,
Railroad.
everybody should hold on to their caboose.
Yes. Yes, they should. Thanks for joining. I saw I got some images from you of
Yeah,
some design stuff that you were doing, but you did a video using software called Room Planner to design your new basement space that you're creating for yourself. And we talked
floorplanner.com. Yeah,
for which.com? Oh,
Flo-
roomplanner.com.
floor planner. Floor
Floor,
planner. Yes.
floorplanner.com. Awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
Just
no,
me.
no. I'm just rambling. I'm always rambling.
That's okay. I'm just here to chill anyway.
Awesome. I did see you. You had the program up in the background, or at least you switched to it at one point.
Yeah,
But
I have it somewhere.
awesome. Well, I'm gonna while we're kind of chatting a little bit, uh, let me get to this unboxing just because
Go for it.
I am
Everybody loves a good unboxing.
people do love a good unboxing. Norman Rose asking if you could turn yourself up a little bit, maybe
Yeah,
move
one
your
of
mic a little closer, or you can actually
let's
take yourself off auto and just crank yourself up a little bit.
yeah, let's see if that brings it up a little bit, or should I
You
go higher?
can go a little higher, I think.
Okay, I'll try not to scream, but I'll see if that works for now.
All good. My girlfriend always tells me I talk too loud anyway, so yeah, yeah. This is they're saying you're a mellow guy,
I
so
am mellow.
that's good. My girlfriend would say I'm too hyper when I'm online. So uh,
We'll try to
anyway,
hype it up a little bit today.
sounds good. Sounds good. Uh, but yeah, so I got this unboxing, and kind of how it came about was I entered the NMRBO, the Walters NMRBO National
Oh
Model
yeah.
Railroad Build Off Contest, and when it came time to take some pictures, I kind of only had this one Pennsylvania boxcar that kind of made sense on the layout, but I wanted to take a couple extra pictures, so I think you're saying, yeah, I agree. Heath is hyper. Ian says they call him mellow yellow. That's too funny. Um, but because I don't have a lot of HO stuff, and I really don't have any HO freight stuff, so I ended up taking some pictures with an Amtrak GG1 and a Streamliner
I expect
car.
nonetheless.
Yeah,
I
and,
expect nothing less than a GG1.
Lynn McCurdy kind of reached out to me and said, I've got these shelf queens that, they're not runners. They're just sitting back here. I think they'd look great on your diorama. And I said, oh, like that'd be awesome. I'd love to have them because, ideally, just like how now I've got kind of this behind me, I want to have some stuff on the walls, and it'd be great to be able to have this on the wall behind me. So uh, I got this box today. It actually just came in, and I went down to get it, and I was like, "What? Why is it so big?" He claims there's a lot of bubble wrap in it, so I'm hoping that really is true. Uh, Ian, I know the Mellow Yellow song. I knew where it came from. I just was not gonna break into song. So there was that. But yeah, so it says Human City Junction from the Golden State, fresh from the California desert. It says blame Heath on it, of course. Human City Junction. So I thought we'd try and open it up. So Norman wants to know what's in the box. Norman, if you didn't ask the question, I would already have had the box open. But no, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I don't know.
He was yelling, "What's in the box?" That was all caps.
Oh, I guess I missed the intonation, didn't
Yes, he was screaming it. So
Oh.
everyone, he's impatiently, "What's in the box?"
I was trying to keep things mellow because you were here. I didn't want to
No need.
rock
Just
the boat.
don't go crazy when you get the knife out. No one wants to see poor knife skills. Just cut very carefully.
Were you on the show? There was a Friday where he says it's from the movie Seven. I haven't seen that movie in a really long time.
I don't think I remember that.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it. And that was like one of those like weird movies too, right? Where you watch it and you don't really know what's going on and it gets really weird, and then by the time you get to the ending, the beginning makes sense, but then you got to go back and watch. Anyway, I did do a Friday live stream where like 5 minutes before the stream, I was trying to finish something up, and I was like, oh, I gotta hurry, and I sliced my finger, and then I was like, oh no,
Happens.
that was bad. So I'm like
Yeah.
trying to get the bleeding to stop so that I can start the show. And
That was the
That
same
wasn't good.
day Lee did the same thing before he came on that show. I remember. You were both bandaged up.
there was something in the sky that night. I think that's
Yeah, it was a bad day for cutting things.
bad. Yes. Oh, well, this is. I'm hoping that this is not what's in my box as well. So, yeah. Now that things have gotten dark
Wow. Better
quick.
make sure we're recording this and we have speed dial set up to call the authorities if needed.
Brad Pitt's wife's head. Yeah, I get. The good thing about New York is the cops will come pretty quick, but
Good.
well, maybe actually, if it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I know Lynn was here earlier, but he seems to have disappeared now. So now I'm like, do I open it or do I wait? Do we go and do something else? I don't know what to do now. We can go. So Roy, I still wish Roy didn't bring this up. Roy Eltham brought up that Microchange just came out with these Constellation cars. Now.
So in addition to the planetary cars, now there's constellation cars.
It looks that way. They have the
It's gonna-
12 constellations, but there doesn't seem to be a locomotive and or a caboose, unless one of these is gonna be a caboose and we just don't know it yet.
Oh.
Because they don't seem to have. Oh, click image for image gallery. Yeah, there's only one image, so I guess they don't really know what the cars are gonna be, but yeah, Roy may have cost me some money. Lynn didn't see the link. Lynn, just because I'm opening your box, I'm gonna take a second to send it to you. If I can remember how to send it to me. Bruh, open the box. Oh, that's too funny. Heath, look at Sagittarius. What's going on with Sagittarius? Well, yeah, I know. Sagittarius is the box car that. I mean, they're just gorgeous. I mean, it's the same car basically as the Solar Series. Although, you know what it doesn't say anywhere? Does it say that they're lit cars? Skies with these kind of perceived patterns. When illuminated using the magic wand, the zodiac symbol will be displayed. So yeah, it looks like
Okay.
these. It looks like the only option for these is lit.
You need like the secret decoder to make them work.
Yes. You need this magic wand.
Yeah.
It literally looks like a telescope, which I thought was kind of cute
We're
for the
oh yeah.
for the
Or a
solar
bat.
series to make
A
the
s-
magic wand.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Roy, did you order them direct from Microtrains, or did you find a dealer that had them? And the only reason I'm asking is because sometimes the dealer pricing is, the dealer will be 34 or 36.95 instead of 38.95. So,
Well,
Constellation
Lynn
cars. Heck, I need more BN and B&O cars. Where is it?
and Lynn is in the chat.
Yes, I just saw him, and I was trying to send him the link, but I completely spaced out because Roy distracted me again with the cars. Yeah,
Roy
Roy,
should
I
help you.
I did the MTL pre-order too with the Amtrak card. Amtrak car, the
Hmm.
50th anniversary car. Um, Alan, I forget. Do you do HO or N scale? I can't remember.
A little bit of both.
Yes, Digger, I do have all the Planet boxcars. Took me a little while to get a couple of them, but I was able to get them all eventually. So, Lynn, I hear you got the AC kicking. Oh, and I can hear myself in the background because Lynn didn't mute me first. How do you pre-order them through the MTL site? So, if you go to this link, Ian, just add them all to your cart. And I believe when you add them to your cart, they're just going to charge you the 25% pre-order for them, and then you pay the balance later. And you should be able to order them just by adding them to the cart. So, Mr. McCurdy,
Yes.
how's life in the fast lane?
Uh, Good.
So
I,
one day I'm gonna ask that question, and somebody besides me is gonna remember the Cheers episode where I think Cliff says that to Norm. So Cliff says, Norm, how's life in the fast lane? And Norm replies back and says, I don't know, I can't find the on ramp. And to me, that's just one of the funniest things, the funniest responses to that. So I'm waiting for somebody to come back with that response at some point. So
we'll save that for somebody.
awesome. Ian says, thanks, Heath. That may be handy for other stuff I want. Oh, is there a breast cancer boxcar coming out too? Anyway, I'm trying not to spend money. You guys are causing me to spend. Anyway, so
This
Lynn, I
hobby.
got a box here. Should we move on to the box?
If you like, but I want to show you something. There was a
Oh.
conversation the other day during the health challenge
Yes.
about beard lengths and so forth.
Yes.
And we'll get this side. This is a 1-inch ruler. And do you see where the end comes?
To the very end of that ruler.
It's a little curled, but still coming out at 12 inches. Okay, I just wanted to share that because we were talking with Jason and some others with their nice full beards. Mine's a little gray, but hey, when you get to your 70s, these things happen. But yes, let's get to the box. Lots of bubble wrap.
That's what I'm hearing. Lots of bubble wrap. So
That's why it weighs so much.
actually, let's go to this one so people can really get a true sense of just how big this box was. And I thought you were sending me 3 box cars.
Oh, there's 3 box cars, and we had other conversations, and I hope you remember all the different conversations. So you had choices. You made your choices.
I did make my choices.
Yes.
So we'll see. Oh, David Atkins is saying, "Forget the box now, just move on," because we've already talked about it enough. So, Vinny, you can't see the chat below the poll. or you can't scroll up. It should. I want to leave it a little bit longer. It looks like we got 21% saying no so far. We've got 66 people saying yes. Overall, yes, but 52 saying it's better, 42 saying it's not. And then there's 12% saying I don't know what I'm doing here, which was supposed to just be a joke answer that nobody was actually going to answer. But it seems like a couple people have chosen that answer. Let's see. Greg says it's taken so long to open the box. I will have to cut the static grass on my layout. Yeah, Digger, it'll be Tuesday morning. I know, Digger, and that's the problem, is that I'm gonna end up losing there are people that I'm gonna lose by moving it, and I do know that, and it's a tough decision. It's a tough decision, but that's why I'm asking. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I don't know. Okay, let's try not to cut myself.
Mm-hmm. Not watching.
Not watching. All right, so I got the one side open. While waiting to open this box, I did another coat of paint on my truck cab.
You're actually opening the correct end. It didn't matter, but that's the end that I stuffed it.
Oh, so things should come out in an orderly fashion, is what you're
Not necessarily,
saying.
not necessarily, but you'll see.
I'll see. Maybe everyone will see if I actually get to opening it at some point. But at the rate I'm going, I might not.
Hey, we got all night, you know.
I may never get to it. Yeah,
That's
see,
true.
Digger says it might be Tuesday morning before I even open the box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is funny. Looks like the box MB Klein sent my N-scale decoders in. I'm getting distracted.
I see.
All right. So, first thing is a plastic bag.
Just plastic bags, they bubble wrap. I wanted to make sure everything got there in one piece. I've been getting some boxes that have been totally smashed.
Oh, I know. Me too. It's not.
The guy
not good.
at the mail-in more, he was really impressed. I sent some stuff to Tina Marie a while back, so every time I walk in there, he wants to see what's in the box.
Oh, nice.
So he put a $100 insurance policy on the box. I didn't ask for it. He just did it on his own.
Nice.
So I see that it got there in one piece.
It did. We got more bubble wrap. Looks like we got more bubble wrap. Is it just going to be bubble wrap?
Yeah,
am I going to finally get to like a point in the box and it's just going to be a bubble wrap? Oh, wait. We got paper as well.
Always can use paper. Yeah.
John A. Dawson says his dinner's getting cold. Well,
The
what do you
longest
expect?
unboxing ever.
Well, this is a 2-hour show.
Oh,
I got trains running behind me, so there's something to look at.
There you go.
Well, I
I've
want
got
Steve Childer not to have the only monopoly on trains running in the background. So
trains back here as well that
I
we'll
see.
get to.
Yeah, nice.
We'll get to eventually. If I ever get this thing unboxed, we'll get to that. But okay, let's tilt this down a little bit for a little better angle.
yeah. Our videos are overlaying the feed, so we can't see in the box.
Yeah. Okay. So now here we go. Wait. Steve Childers commenting in, Lil Lynn. So Sparky runs trains too.
Yes, I love Sparky's trains. Yes.
Awesome America says just send your trash to Heath in a big box. I could just open boxes of trash on my live streams. That'll be my new the new thing that I do. Oh, cool. Oh, these are neat. HO scale, I'm guessing.
Anything else but no, HO. I'm taking you
this.
to the dark side.
I do have some HO stuff. Oh, these are nice. I did not know these were coming. Shall we keep going? Oh. We've
Nope,
got
that's
the
it.
high desert
Maybe you
model.
can put that on one of your flat cars when they're running back and forth,
Oh, that's true.
a little color.
Let's fire this up. See if I can get this. The train. There is a train back here, as well. We'll see if we can get it riding with your. I just put your card on it. Is the note public? Let's see. Oh, it's just yeah. So this stuff came not just from you as well, but you said you asked some of the people in the club as well.
Had
Correct?
donations from the club, parts and pieces, some friends. Had everybody. This is why it took so long. That and we went to Montana, but I had people digging through all of their old stuff, anything I thought we could use.
Awesome. And
So a little bit of everything.
Awesome America says, "Wow, that's a big box for this one item."
Yep,
I think there's a couple more things in here.
a couple.
Let's see. Here we go. More bubble wrap, if anyone was wondering.
Pop, 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 pop.
Here we go. More bubble wrap, if anyone was wondering.
Wow.
We'll get to stuff. Ooh. We've got a Walthers. These are awesome. If people don't know, Walthers did a whole circus set. That's really pretty awesome. All the different cars they have. Let's see which one this is. If I can get it open without destroying stuff too much. Oh. Apparently, if you just pull from the center, it would have come up. Folded bubble wrap. Neatness counts. Absolutely. Randall, I didn't catch your I didn't catch that video yet. But I'll go take a look for it. Ooh, some more flat cars. Nice. Oh, and I'm knocking things out of the box. Don't lose the little pieces. Awesome. These were some
busy until you get your room finally.
Yeah, but if my girlfriend's watching this, she's cringing that I'm getting more stuff in the apartment.
Well, you can keep it in this big box. See, it all works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what should we go for next? Let's see. We got an Athearn box. Which way? This way. There we go. Oh, nice. Is this actually? This isn't an Athearn car, is it?
I don't know. Well, I supplied the box and the foam, and one of the members gave it to me.
I think this might be one of the Roundhouse cars, if I'm not mistaken. Who knows? Oh, wait, it's got pickups and stuff. Does this have lights in it?
Now, I can't verify anything. A few of the things I tested, but not everything. So I'm sure you can fix it if it doesn't work.
I'll take a look at that. Oh, and it's even got regular couplers on it as well. Nice. Most of all of my HO stuff still has whatchamacallit? Cornhook couplers on it. I don't have anything with regular couplers. Oh. For meeting information, visit our website at hdmmrc.com. Oh, are you the VP, Lynn?
Yeah, I'm the vice president.
I didn't know that.
I used to be president. I've also swept the floor, did dishes, a bunch of other stuff.
Clean the toilet?
Yep. Did that this morning. Wife was real happy.
Nice. Oh, we got more. Ooh, these are nice. I don't know if people have seen. They're so nice. This Walther set that they did. Let's Circus Parade. So nice. These are awesome.
Yeah, how many months have we been talking about this? 2, 3, something like that?
Well, it was a week before you went. Well, it was at the end of the NMRBO contest, which I can't
Yeah.
really remember when that ended, but
I think it was in May.
Hmm.
I don't know, back a while. Doesn't matter.
yeah. Got a plastic bag just in case anybody wants a plastic bag. My girlfriend's FaceTiming me.
Okay.
Say hi
sweetie,
to her.
I'm doing a show. You can say hello to
Hi.
everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, wait, there you go. See, everyone can see you. Hi, everybody. Okay, call you after the show. I love you, sweetie. Bye. Okay, what were we doing? Does
Something
anyone
to put in the box? I don't know.
opening
Something
a
about
box? Opening a box. I forgot. Okay, let's see what else is in here. Oh, what is this?
That looks heavy.
This does look heavy.
That looked like it got a little jostled around, but
A little jostled, but
I had to do some work on that myself.
well, I hope it stayed in one piece.
Well, it stayed inside the
Well,
box anyways.
I was gonna say hopefully it stayed in two pieces because it does seem to be an A/B set.
Now, I want everybody to know, we had a conversation. I asked if you wanted DC or DCC, and you said DC.
DC.
The
I
club
did because
members literally moaned. They went, oh.
I do not have anything in HO scale that is DCC yet. So I don't know that I'm gonna be hooking DCC up to any of the HO scale stuff. All right, so I've got a little. You have to tell me where this goes. It's a little metal brass piece. It looks like it might be for a coupler.
Yeah, it's for a coupler. Yep.
Yeah, and there's looks like some of the couplers got jostled.
Yeah.
But it is a nice looking AB. Oh, it's just this guy. Both couplers just came off the B unit.
That's really cool.
This is nice.
It's
Yeah,
New York. It's New York. You know how much trouble I had finding anybody that had anything New York on the West Coast?
That's too funny. I know, right? Here on this coast, it's well, actually, I feel like on this coast, most people would be Pennsylvania Railroad or Amtrak or something, and I don't see as much New York Central here either. But
I thought this would work perfect for your circus train. So
yes,
trying to keep on
absolutely.
that theme.
Yes. Well, I will have to get with you so you could explain. I think I might be missing. It looks like I might be missing one of these, unless I only need one of these. I've got.
We'll look at it together later.
Okay. You don't want to do it now? I mean, it's not like we're doing an unboxing or anything.
You haven't finished going through the box either.
I know. Let's keep going.
You're almost done.
There's something about New York Central that I just think. I mean,
they're not very colorful.
They're not. I mean, there's Pennsylvania Railroad gets all the attention, and I feel like people kind of
Aren't
ignore
all the pictures already in black and white.
Well, that's your instructions there, I believe, too.
Yes, it does look that way. I'm trying to. That's so funny. So somebody finally actually had one. Had a New York Central out on the West Coast. See, so
And the box. There was missing parts. The windshield was missing, horns were missing.
oh really?
So I stripped the Santa Fe. Hope you don't mind. I don't think
I
there's
don't
any
mind if you
sacrilegious about that. But
So Norma Rose says the circus must be going to Madison Square Garden,
yes,
and it's funny you mention that because that's what I think I want to model is I want to model, like an upstate Hudson Valley, New York, whatever rural town where the circus may stop out of the city. And then I want to model the Hunter's Point Yard, which is where the circus used to park the train when it would perform at Madison Square Garden. So if I do the Hunter Point Yard, I can also do part of the Sunnyside Yard, and then I'll have the passenger trains. I'll just have them coming through Penn Station, into the Sunnyside Yard to do the turnaround to go back out. So anyway, if anybody followed along with that, Randall says they're more colorful than Penn Central. Yeah, the black and white of Penn Central isn't as colorful. You got me to put my glasses on, Lane. I may never get to the other stuff I want to show at the rate we're going. Which is okay.
more bubble wrap. Yay.
Yes. If anybody needs bubble wrap, I have a supply that I will happily send you. Welcome to the dark side.
You do know the reason this was late being shipped, I was having too much fun.
Oh, well, that's good at least. People always talk about N scale being the dark side.
Well, that's the small side.
Yeah. Try not to cut too deep here. Ooh. Oh,
Wow.
so these are the ones you were talking about sending me.
Those are the ones. Do you remember on one of your earlier programs where I dusted them off and there was literally a big cloud of dust?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, there's still some desert dust on those, but
Nice. These look nice. Yeah, these all. I mean, if people didn't see it, this is why we talked about these cars initially, is so that I can put these cars on this diorama that I have. So yeah.
So you actually
but you
entered
didn't know
a
about the
contest as
caboose
well?
though.
That is true. I didn't know about the caboose.
It was on the
Surprise
shelf there
caboose.
with those.
Look at that. I love with the metal wheels,
Yes.
with the couplers. I want to see your parts bin sometime, Lynn.
You really want to see this?
At some point, not right now. Not right now.
No, I understand. When you say parts bin, put a big S at the end of that.
So we got more bubble wrap. I mean, more bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. I'm gonna need to turn this camera around and show you this pile of.
Yeah, it's probably not all going to fit back in the box.
Probably
Lynn had
not.
a very strategic way of putting it all in.
More. There we go. This
Okay.
is the last item in the box.
Yep.
Hold on. There's something in the box. It looks like a horn.
Oh, there you go. Everybody needs a horn.
I'll need to look at those F units a little closer. Might be,
Yeah, it may not have stayed on there well.
might be a horn from one of them. Okay. A little more bubble wrap. Hey, look at that. Do you see what it says on it? This is not HO scale. This is HO gauge.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Everyone's gonna send me their plastic bags and bubble wrap now. Yeah, Digger, this is pretty awesome. And Lynn, I'm glad you could be here for the opening.
I'm glad to be here too.
Three-ring big top horse car. I like these little I like these roundhouse kits. We were talking about this the other day too on one of my modeling Mondays about the like back in this day, you had to put the cars together yourself. So like
Yep.
scratch building was just sort of a part of modeling. Whereas now you can't get cars in this state, well, you can if you buy old stock, but I mean, new cars never come like this. So you never get the same experience of modeling that you used to when you would put you'd put all these together.
I believe I put a KD coupler in that one. It comes with horn hooks.
Yes, there
Yep, there
is
it
a
is.
KD in here.
So you can use that as what they call a transition car. You can have a KD at one end and a horn hook on the other.
That'll come in handy because I've got a bunch of, well, I don't have a bunch. I've got like 6 cars, 6 freight cars with horn hooks. All my passenger stuff has horn hooks on it. Cool. Lynn, I cannot thank you enough for all of this. That was really really gracious of you and of all
You're
of the
welcome.
club members. And should we get into the rant about the studio now, or should we maybe? Oh, somebody knocked the train off the track.
Oh no.
Who did that?
Check
Who
the camera
knocked the
footage.
train off?
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bow out. That'll give you more space on your screen, and then I can read the comments and chat too at the same time. So
You're welcome to stay if you want, Lynn, but if not, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
okay.
Mike the rail artist. He's got his bald spot in the frame. I'm blinding people, not intentionally. But yeah, Lynn, if you want to stay, you're more than welcome. But either way,
No, this way you have more room on the screen. Sometimes it gets kind of cluttered, and
yeah.
I've had my 15 minutes of glory here. So, anyways, have fun. And
Thank
any
you so
questions,
much.
you know how to get a hold of me.
Yep, absolutely. I will reach out when I have questions.
Bye.
See ya.
Lynn.
So Norman wants the rant now.
Yeah, let's hear this. What's going on?
So here's the situation. In order to work in New York City, as in a lot of places, especially in commercial buildings, you have to get DOB approval. And, very true in New York City, you need DOB approval. So you apply and you get the permits, and then you have to display the permits and like all this BS. And then the DOB inspector shows up when you're doing work, and DOB inspectors are basically what they call like AHJs, authority having jurisdiction. So it doesn't really matter what the rules are. It doesn't matter what you did 500 times before. The only thing that matters is when that inspector comes and shows up, that, he's got something to find that's a problem, and depending on the severity of the problem, they shut down the job or not. So what has apparently happened is they've pulled the permits, but the number is wrong on the permit, or the number on the permit doesn't match something. They filed the permit correctly. It's just a clerical error with the DOB that the numbers are wrong on the permits. So basically, they've shut the job down, and they won't let them do any more work until the DOB fixes their clerical error. And of course, the website where you have to file for the corrections, for whatever reason, wasn't working most of today. and I'm not really sure if they got it working or not now, but we've got a problem with the permit, but the DOB site was down and they couldn't access the DOB site, so they couldn't get the permit corrected. So,
Sounds like a bunch of DOBS.
oh, so Jerry's saying, what's the DOB? Department of Buildings. Yeah, so it's the New York City Department of Buildings. And basically, when an inspector shows up, you need to show them the permits and you show them a stamped set of drawings, which is basically to prove that you are building off of the drawings that were permitted.
Mm.
And you know, it's depending on what kind of mood the inspector's in, you know. So anyway, there's just basically they were supposed to put the door on the room today. They're supposed to put a box in so that I could run the internet into the room. They're supposed to install the air conditioner and like doing a bunch of these little things so that I could start moving into the space this week. And unfortunately, they couldn't do any of that work today. They don't have the things resolved, so it probably won't happen tomorrow. So the problem becomes is that I bought a bunch of stuff that's now in the apartment, so that like when I move into the space, I have the stuff that I need to move into the space. So now I've got all this stuff in the apartment, which the whole reason I am getting the space is to get this stuff out of the apartment. So now I've got this pile. It's just becoming a situation. So I think what's probably going to happen Friday, and when I show the trains, and I'm going to show a couple things, but I think Friday's stream will likely be outside. And next Modeling Monday, if I can't move into the studio, I'm not sure what's exactly going to happen. So yeah, the whole point was to get rid of the stuff, and now I got more stuff. And Z, you said it perfectly. I didn't think it was going to go any differently. I knew it was going to go like this. But the original plan was that I was going to move into the space on June 1st. But what happened was they filed everything, but the cost to build what they filed was going to be too expensive. So they refiled with a new set of drawings. So then the new move-in date became July 1st. So that was frustrating enough. But then they didn't, the management company didn't pay the contractor on time. So after they had the permit, the contractor still couldn't start because they weren't paid to start for another month. So we lost like 3 weeks re-permitting. Then we lost a whole month, with the contractor. So now the inspector shows up, and now there's a problem with the permit that, Anyway, Oliver, could you imagine the issues on a high-rise? I used to work in construction doing some architectural lighting stuff. And if you were doing a residential project, you could pretty much guarantee that if they planned for it to be done, like somebody was joking, June 1st, 2022, if you're doing a residential project and you plan for it to be done June 1st, 2021, guaranteed it wouldn't be done until the following year. Retail projects generally would happen on time because, there's a lot of money at it. So, Jerry, here's the thing. If this was my project, if I was the project manager on this, none of this stuff would be happening. The problem is I'm just the tenant that moves into the space after everybody else does all the stuff. So it's a problem. It's putting a lot of stress and strain on the relationship. It's putting a lot of stress and strain on a lot of things, and it's kind of, I don't know. So I got my
what's the-
Z-scale trains.
Changing the subject quickly.
Yeah. So there were certain things that the inspector made them do that like wouldn't have shut things down.
Hmm.
The permit thing, yeah, the permit thing is, it's just a pain in the ass. No, I am not paying for the space during all of this. So
That's good. That's good.
that's kind of the one good thing.
Yeah.
That said, I haven't done many like produced videos. I haven't done a lot of like pre-recorded uploads because I've been waiting for the studio space. My live streams, I haven't done a lot of modeling and stuff because I've been waiting for the new space. I've been, there's things that I haven't been doing that I want to do because I'm waiting for the new space because so it's just been frustrating. So, instead of an N scale train behind me, I've got a Z scale train. Which is fun though. It's it runs. And hopefully it doesn't fall off. And I realize that people can't really see it.
I'm in the way.
You're in the way.
Always in the way.
Yeah.
But see, all of this is steps toward what your goals are, and all this wraps around this great hobby that we have, and that we can all talk about, and we can all grumble about how much it costs and all the other things that go along with it. And occasionally you have frustrations like this, and that's part of what we do.
It is, and it's a little bit. What's most frustrating for me is that I've been, technically unemployed, right? I do make a little bit of money through YouTube and stuff like that. So Brad is asking if he's late. Brad, I think you're just on Australia time. But what's frustrating is I have all this time now, right? So like if I was able to move into the space June 1st, I would have had all this time that very shortly, hopefully, I'm not going to have anymore. So it's just sort of it's more frustrating because I can't get the time back, right? And that and once I go back to work, which hopefully things are gonna happen soon.
Mm-hmm.
Things will just slow down. So it's just that's my rant. I got trains running. But if you notice, you can't see the trains really well. So we're going to move on to that. To answer one more question, I did ask about the door, whether they could flip the door. It is code that the door has to swing in. The door can't swing out into the egress path, basically. So, yes, Norman, I would like some cheese with that wine, but I can't do dairy, so it needs to be dairy-free cheese or vegan cheese. I prefer, what's the brand? I don't know what the brand is that I prefer, but there's some really good. Anyway, let's get to this. This suggestion actually came from Sydney, who is TSG Multimedia's super secret producer. She said, you're doing this health challenge, and if people don't know, if you go to health.humancity.org, I've got this health challenge going on. The challenge is based on losing weight, but at the end of the day, I just I just think it'd be great for people to, for us as a model railroad community to just get healthier. And Sydney said, why don't you, while you're on your walks, why don't you, stream the walks so that people can basically join you on the walks and you could do these like group walks together as somebody that streams. And I was kind of like, Heath is that high maintenance customer at Whole Foods. It's so funny. I like Whole Foods. So she said, why don't you live stream? And I said, that's actually a pretty good idea. So I think tomorrow, I don't know what time yet. Something else that's going on in my life right now is the dog is actually going in for surgery tomorrow.
Oh.
She has what's called mast cell tumors. They're really common in certain breeds of dogs, and pit bulls happen to be that kind of breed. She's had 2 of them removed. They've been what they call low grade, which means that they're what do they call it? They're not high risk. They're low risk, low grade, low risk.
Okay.
So you just get them removed and you go on. So she's going in for surgery tomorrow. The bigger concern is just as the dog gets older, putting him under anesthesia has more risks. So it's gotten much better. So everything should go okay. But anyway, I'm going to take the dog, drop her off at the vet in the morning, and then I think I'm going to do one of these health walks where I'll live stream it. So I looked around, and I've been wanting a gimbal for a while. One of those like iPhone gimbal things.
Mhm.
So I found this one here that's $89.
Yep. So you got the
And-
motorized one.
Yeah. So it's motorized,
Mhm.
but it was only $90. So it's what's the company name? This is the company name.
Yeah, there's
It's
probably
called
dozens
this.
of companies.
Yeah. This company is considered like reputable as
Okay.
far as all of the
I'm not familiar with it, but if you're familiar with it, then you've got a lot more trust in it already.
yeah, the Weeble S is the one I've been looking for to fly one of my mirrorless cameras. And this is basically their iPhone version. Yeah, it's actually, you don't need to balance it like you do a like one of the big ones. It actually
So-
balances pretty easy. Oh yeah,
This is the
those are
one-
great too.
I got
Yeah.
off of Woot for $10.
Yep.
And then I
Yep.
just attached a little camera holder. You just hold it like this.
Yeah, those are fantastic too. I've had full on Steadicam type things. Yeah, Split Rock says he's got a Smooth 4. This is the Smooth Q3. So it comes with this little tripod stand.
Oh, that's cool.
But then basically all you do, and it's pretty darn simple, is you unscrew this and slide this up. And when you slide it up, let me make myself just a little bit bigger. When you slide it up, it's actually connecting the contacts. So it actually can't turn on when you've got it in the storage position. But what's cool about this is this, like I was carrying this around in my pocket earlier. Yes, so this looks exactly like the DJI. This is very similar to the DJI. And I actually looked at a bunch of reviews between this and the DJI. This is $90. The DJI is $150. For what I'm going to use it for, oh, that's cool. Norman says, my girlfriend in high school's father won an Academy Award for inventing the first Steadicam. Yeah, my understanding is the first Steadicam, it wasn't called a Steadicam then, was made for the first in Star Wars. The scene in Star Wars where they're on those little fighter things, they're sitting in those little things, and they're zooming through the woods. That was the first Steadicam, and what it was basically a long pole with weights on the back and the camera on the front, and then a mount somehow on the harness. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Roy's saying he's got a DJI Ronin SC. So I was considering either the Ronin SC or the Weeble S for my because I want to be able to fly. I have a Canon RP. RP? I think it's an RP. But anyway, so so you slide this up, you lock it. It's got these are locked for shipping, so you have to sort of break them free. There you
It
go.
almost looks 3D printed, but I'm
Oh,
assuming it's not.
it. Well, it's probably like commercial whatever,
Mm.
printed. There's a little arrow there, and you just take where the camera is, and you line it up with the arrow. One of the things that's kind of cool with this is it's got a little light on it, and I'll show you the light in a second. But the on button is in the back here, and I'm not going to use the app or anything, so it's not going to like follow my face, but it'll work with whatever this is, Melon. So let's turn the camera on. Turn the phone on. It is still a phone. Here's Safari. So here's the Melon app. Got it. Allow. Got it. Mute myself so we don't hear all that feedback. And probably should turn the volume down. Okay, so volume's off. So now we've got this other character on here, which is this thing. So I will turn it on. And you can see on this camera up here what it's doing, but I'll turn it on. The lights will, do their flashy thing. And then it starts out in this orientation, and you hit the button 3 times. It flips to that orientation. And let's see, we can switch the. It's doing this difficult thing again. Once you get it set up, it's a little easier. But there we go. So back camera. So it flips to that orientation, and then you can just, like with this little thing on my thumb here.
Like a little joystick.
Little joystick, you
Yeah.
can just drive it around, whatever. And it's
Very smooth. Yeah.
it's decently smooth. Obviously, you can move really fast. But oh, I didn't know this. First use of the Steadicam was in 1976, so it was actually before the 1977 shooting of whatchamacallit. This what I'm gonna do too is if I screw this onto here. Sorry for the shaky of this other camera.
Yeah, that's
Right
cool that
now.
it comes with a tripod.
Yeah, so you can screw this on, and it's nice because then you could sit it down. Oh, I'm still getting used to which move thing. So you could sit it down and it'll just sit there or whatever. But the other thing I like about it is you could pick it up, and if I do want to use it pointing at me, let's see if it's gonna let me switch it. No, it's gonna make me flip orientation again. Let's see, here we go. Video settings.
There's got to be a way to make that flip.
It's a thing with the app, and I know the way around it. It's just not. I just didn't set it up fast enough. But so if you get it sort of lined up on your face, right? What's nice about having this little extra handle is it gives you just a little extra reach.
Yeah.
And then you can sort of twist it, to move it around, and it'll kind of stay on you. But it just gives you a little bit of extra length to it. Oh, here, it's going to work now. Hide toolbar. So now I'll be able to switch to the back camera right from here. And then here we go. And if people can see the app is running on this, so theoretically if I go to chat, I can see the I'll be able to read the chat as I walk around and do whatever. But it is interesting when you push in, it seems to be staticky, but you still need to kind of move slowly and whatnot. Oh, and then what I wanted to show as well is I wanted to show this light too. which is kind of cool. So there's a little light on it as well, so it gives you a little extra light. My neighbor is mowing their lawn. I did mine. Kind of, it's kind of fancy, right? I mean, how, makes it a little easier to watch things. So I'll probably go out with this tomorrow, maybe 10, 11 o'clock ish. We'll see. I don't want to wait till it's too hot, but in New York Central, Pennsylvania Railroad, got my Valentine's Day car. I've got some circus cars here and the circus caboose. People were complaining last time that I didn't have a caboose. And here's my PGH Triumph Fanatics background flat and Z scale. It's kind of, it's fancy schmancy. But it was $89 and, I like this kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, and I should be able to too. Theoretically, I can change the view and stuff from. Let's see if this works. There we go. Hey, look at that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I did that from the, from the gimbal or from the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I can, I'm using Melon, which is kind of like StreamYard. Technology's getting so advanced. We had our car in the shop for 2 days only to find we didn't know how to operate the GPS. I'm sorry, Lynn. That's not funny. Okay, it's very funny. Oh, for people that were wondering, here's the...
Oh my gosh. Lynn, come pick up your bubble wrap.
Yeah. Lynn, your bubble wrap will be waiting for you. But yeah, it's, so that's that camera. Or that's that, oops. I just put it down with it still on and it like flipped itself around because it didn't like what I did.
Went into error mode.
Yeah. So don't do that to me. So you basically, yeah, it's like, oh, it did sort of mess it up. Probably turned off, turn it back on maybe.
Mm-hmm. When in doubt, reboot.
Yeah. Let's see if I turn it back on, if it'll. There we go. Yeah, it went back and did the. Oh. There we go. And it does, if you use their app, it does have all the like follow modes and all that like kind of stuff as well. So yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's turn it off. But yeah, I do like that it just, now, I can take it and just fold it back up pretty quickly.
And slip it back into your pocket.
And literally just pop it in my pocket, which, let's go this way. This. Take this off, and then I don't think I can see, but yeah, it fits in my fits in my side pocket. So it's like,
that's the only thing with mine. Like it doesn't fold up. It's metal.
Yeah.
To carry it around, you're carrying it.
Right. Yeah, that is one thing that's nice about this is that
that's really cool.
Yeah. And the light, the light's not great, but if I want to do one at later at night, it'll be able to light up my face.
Sure. Might
not be able to. The bubble wrap will be in the garbage. What did Nisi say? Is it me or does Alan have a late night radio DJ's voice? Alan does, and if you watch Alan's videos, his opening joke is very like. It is like you feel like you're listening to like an announcer for a TV show. What were you about to say, Alan?
I was going to say I played with some of the audio settings for my mic to tune out the background noise in this room
Mhm.
because I have a dehumidifier running in the corner. So I wanted to tune that out, but then I also boosted some of the gain to make me sound more radio DJ like.
Yeah, and I know I should do that. I mean, I take out that high end, like that, that nasally sound in my voice, and I can fix things. And even if I just switch to this mic, um, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
I believe switching to this mic too is so much better,
Oh yeah,
just because it's closer to my
it's
face.
cool sounds with Heath and Alan.
And I'm taking advantage of what's called the proximity effect, which
Mm.
is like when you're back here, you hear more of the ringing and whatnot, but then when you get up close to it, it's you get that it's a much better sound. But it's hard to do a live stream
Right,
with modeling and stuff,
and to
uh,
have that
and
right there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like wearing the headset. The mic always stays in one place, so if I am moving around, um, the mic is always in the same spot, so I'm always mic'd up pretty consistent.
Uh, James, I would love an RTX 3090 if you can find one and you're buying. I will send you my mailing address and you could ship it to me. I would love an RTX. It's weird. It's an RTX graphics card, but they've thrown audio processing into it that is just like top notch audio processing. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so if I had my dream streaming setup, I would have a 5950X with an RTX 3090. Um, and that's just for all the geeks out there. We should probably stop talking about that because we're going to lose people. Did you want to bring up? You brought up the layout that you were working on for my new studio space. I
Yeah,
saw you pop that up.
I
If you want
did.
to share it as a separate thing, I can bring it up as a share, and then we can still see your face as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I have it piped in through StreamYard, so I'll kind of be a little person, or how do I do it through another share? Oh, share?
Yeah,
Oh,
share on.
screen.
Yeah.
Oh, window.
I didn't know
Okay.
with I didn't know with StreamYard you could do a virtual webcam out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm piping into you through StreamYard, except my mic. The mic is direct into
Yeah.
you.
So not Streamlabs OBS, but StreamYard.
Oh, no, I'm in Stream Labs. I'm
Oh,
in
okay.
Slobs. Sorry.
Now this all makes a lot more sense to me.
Okay.
I'm using OBS. I'm feeding OBS into this
Okay.
as well. So yeah, there you go.
Okay. It says
Yeah.
Melon is sharing.
Yeah, you should be able to see it now in the melon screen if you're looking.
Yeah. So Heath sent me his drawing, like a blueprint drawing. And then I'm able to drop that into the background on this and scale it exactly. And then these dark lines are the walls that I drew and scaled up to his walls, dropped
Oh,
in
cool.
the doors,
Now, did
which
you drop in a smaller door than the 36-inch door?
I think I wrote down from your live stream that the door was 36. And when I drew it in here, let's see if
I
we
just
can
see
go
two
to it.
door lines, so it was looking a little.
Yeah, the blueprint door, they drew it wider for some reason. So my
Oh.
36-inch arc comes in smaller. Like whoever drew this was a little, I don't know, maybe they pivoted the door a little bit closer inside the room, but that seems like a really wide difference. But I'm pretty
I like
sure
the size of your door.
I,
Much
pretty,
better.
yeah, with 36. So I don't
Yeah.
know, the drawing must be off, is all I can say, because who would argue with a computer, right?
Well, theoretically, the drawing was drawn on a computer, but you know. Anyway, I like your
Yeah,
version better anyway. But yeah, the swinging door is and I asked about it, but it's definitely a thing that is a um
Oh,
It's
so this
definitely a
room doesn't
thing.
have the heater and the air conditioner in yet, but
Yeah.
so this
Oh,
is the
and the
3D
window is much
walkthrough.
taller in my room.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can change that.
Oh, can
But
you really?
let's go to one of the drawings that I actually have
Can
your
you real
stuff in it.
quick, if you wouldn't mind, I know you have a whole video on this out there,
Hmm.
and if I can find it, I will link to it. But can you just show the one you made for your basement, just so that
The
people can get
basement?
a sense of what's possible with this, so they could see your train room real quick. And while you're showing that, I'll look for
Yeah.
your video really quick to post the link of it up.
S- So this one I pretty much did the same thing. I laid the blueprint down, made the template, and pretty much got the blueprint down. And all I wanted to do was just do like planning for where's stuff going to go. But the 3D part is just over the top. So then you can add all kinds of stuff. So I'll take you down from, so this would be the room coming in when you come down the steps. So the steps would be there. You come down into our exercise room and cat room. And there's a little hallway with a bathroom and storage. And then I wanted a workshop in my basement, which is this room right behind me here. And then with the floor plan, you can really, get a feel for the space with stuff in it. And then the train room is back here, which is empty right now. Way
Ah,
down
so you
there.
haven't put the train in quite yet.
No, but they're on the bench. Whoops, I went too far. They're on the bench right here. If I can get to the bench. See?
Ah, and are those look HO scale? I'm guessing on the bench there.
You can scale them. I scaled it differently because they originally came in. I think they were like G scale. I mean, it was like this whole floor.
Lynn wants to know if the sound volume's going down. It's just because I've matched Alan's sort of patter a
Yes.
little bit, so I'm not being as loud as I usually am. But um, yeah. Now, how are you going to put your? Do they have train model stuff? Like, will you be able to actually lay the track out, or will you just do the bench work in this and then
Yeah.
paste like an any rail 6 or something over the top of it?
I was trying to paste your stuff on your floor plan, but I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Hmm.
Um, you can paste an outside background out the window, and I was trying to come up with a way to put me like on a ladder outside your window or like hanging off of the window ledge, like peeking up over the edge, but it didn't. I couldn't figure out how to do it. But my daughter and I had a really good laugh about that.
That's funny.
So there's no way to really bring in your own stuff, but you can like resize this stuff. So if I decided, hey, um, my bench is actually, 38 inches. That's not feet, inches. You can make your stuff match what you
Yeah, I
have.
know. Part of why Alan and I got talking about this is where my chair is sort of planned to go in my space. It's not clear whether I'm actually going to have enough space for the chair. Um, so this gives you a little bit of an easier way to walk around the
Yeah,
space and get a
it
sense
does.
of, like, once you get your bench work in, like, how wide are those aisles going to be? Can two people stand, in the aisles, and all that kind of stuff?
So I don't have the window to scale, obviously, but I did
Yep.
put the air conditioner and the heater on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I added your dog because that
Yes.
is
Nice.
going to be in the office. So you need to figure
Well,
out,
the
is the dog going
space.
to fit and what's it going to be like? And you can change the angle of the lens too. So I have it pulled out real far. So that's why everything's a little distorted.
Distorted.
because it's a
Well, it is a small room
tiny
after all.
space.
Tiny, tiny space.
But I
What is
think
the
you can
size of the desk and the table in this version?
um 55 inches high and basically 24 by 40.
Okay.
You can read it. It's right there on the screen. Duh.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. So this desk that I have is about 30 by 53, and
30 by
then
53.
behind me, like right now, I just have one 2 foot by 4 foot table. But I think the initial until and Jerry Satterelli gave me a brilliant idea. He said just go buy a door.
Yeah.
You can get a door that's 80 inches by 30 inches, and you could use
Mhm.
that. But I think initially it's going to be two of these 2 foot by 4 foot tables with about a 10-inch gap between them. Is going to be what the layout's going to be on. So it's
Right.
definitely
Yeah, I
gonna
saw how
squeeze
you
me
were
in
laying
there.
them out like kind of beside each other.
Yeah,
And I mean, that gives you a lot of flexibility because I think you can move stuff around to make it work.
yeah, and the plan would be too is that they'd all be on wheels.
Hmm.
I did get that ladder that Jason suggested, which is the one that folds down.
Okay.
So the plan would be to put that under the layout.
Okay.
The layout too is probably going to be against the wall. Well, it'll be in the corner, the other corner, so towards the door.
Right.
Yeah. So the thought is like the way the camera is kind of coming at an angle across, that it would come across to make it, to give a little bit more space. Yeah,
Right.
Lynn, I got that wacky ladder that folds all weird and stuff that Jason.
You know what ladder I was thinking of you should do since you have these shelves that are going to be for your what G and O scale or whatever, or O and whatever scale.
Do a
You have
ladder.
those.
Do a library ladder.
Yes, do a library ladder. Then
No,
you can
I
just
know. I
move it
thought about
around the
it.
room.
I know. I
Um,
thought about that, but then I would have to make that stuff
yeah,
structural.
you'd have
I'd
to
have
have
to
a
make those
rail that goes
shelves a little
around.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did end up getting this ladder. Um,
Okay.
is the one I got.
You're gonna have a lot of room behind the door as it swings open. So that's kind of why I put the ladder behind the door because beh- behind the door is a great spot for it. You're not going to trip over it when you come in. It's not going to be in the way of moving the table, and it's behind the door.
I
No
may
one.
put a 12-inch by 30-inch shelving unit behind the door
Okay.
so that all the sort of mess on it is hidden when you first come into the room.
Right.
But this thing folds down into.
Oh wow.
Let me somewhere. I thought it showed the. Where is it? Well, so you can kind of see it here. So it's 40.5 inches high by I think 12 inches thick or whatever by like 24 inches or whatever. So it
Hmm.
would fit pretty easily under one of these 2 foot by
Sure.
4 foot tables. And the plan is I've got a bunch of these like rolling storage boxes, which I can show as well if I could find them. What are they called? I think it's called Iris. Might be the brand.
Okay.
These are ones I think a bunch of people have shown them or whatever. But they're
How
these.
heavy is the ladder? Is it pretty heavy?
I'll
I'm
go
just
back and look
wondering
at it in one
how
second.
how maneuverable it will be trying to get it under one of those tables versus just kind of chucking it in the corner.
So the theory with the ladder too is that when I'll need it when I'm setting up the top rail stuff.
Hmm.
But hopefully, like once I get trains running on it, like I'll only need it once a month maybe, so I won't need it as often. Is kind of
Right.
the hope
Yeah.
or the thought. But yeah, the ladder is not light from what I remember. I think
Okay.
it's 23 pounds maybe. It is an aluminum ladder. So It can hold 330 pounds, which I do not intend to get up to. But yeah, I think it's like 23 pounds is what I saw, something like that. It says 374 ounces or 10,630 grams. And of course, it doesn't give it in pounds because that would just make way too much sense. But yeah, I kind of like the position of it that I like is this top one. Let's see. I don't yeah, you can see my cursor. This top
Mhm.
one here,
Yeah.
I think would be a great setup to kind of, it'll go like under the O and G scale track along
Okay.
the top.
Right.
And so it'll keep me a little bit off the wall. But yeah, John says 23.38 pounds. There we go. And TSG John, you missed it, but if you go back a little bit, I was talking before you got here. Your super secret producer made a recommendation, and just real quick, she said for your health stuff, why don't you go do walks, and why don't you live stream the walks through the city? So I got this smooth Q3, which is just this little iPhone stabilizer. So at your wife's suggestion, I'm gonna go walk the city tomorrow, and we'll see. Maybe have a little fun. Maybe have some fun. I do love the dog is very attentive to what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And
Yeah,
I can
John, I thought
probably
about
scale
doing
the
a
dog
second
too.
channel, and
So is
we'll
it a bigger
see.
dog?
What'd you
Sorry.
say?
Is it a bigger dog? I can scale the dog too.
Oh, that's so funny that you can scale the dog. I think the dog is a little bit smaller than that, but it's fine because she takes up a lot of room.
Yeah.
And I thought about doing a second channel. I do actually have a second channel. I don't. The only thing that's on the second channel is telling people to go to my first channel. But we'll see. I mean, if these walks through New York City take off, they probably would be more appropriate for a second channel. Although my other thought was if I kind of incorporate some train stuff at various times, that it might, kind of fit too. So we'll see. But yeah, TSG2's got some nice content on it. So yeah, I got to get my first channel up to 40,000 subscribers, and then once I do that, then I'll go. But this is pretty cool, the way you can kind of see how much space you have. Can you just duplicate an object? Because if you just duplicated that table, you'd probably get a pretty good sense of.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
It won't go.
Actually, yeah, put it like there. Yep. That would be it.
So jump into 3D. We'll go sit in the chair.
So John says I started channel 2 when channel 1 was at about 12,000. So I still have a little bit of a ways to go before I start the second channel. Andrew, you weren't here earlier. I mentioned to Damien Friday I might be going to Queens. So if you want to come to Queens with me, we're going to go check out there's a Queens Empire State Railroad something or other, and I think I'm going to go check it out Friday night if they're open. So if you want to come, but yeah. Thank you, Mr. Pictovid. Much appreciated. Hello, Heath, towards 40,000 suns. Oh, he says subs. I knew what you meant. It was just more funny to read what you wrote. It's so
That
funny.
scared the bejesus out of me. But thank you.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. I guess it was it loud? See, I
It
keep
was
turning it
it was
down and turning
it
it
was
down and
really
turning it
loud.
down, and it still seems like it's too loud every time I turn it down. Um, uh, Robert says, "Put the dog in my chair,"
Good idea.
which would be pretty funny. Yeah, one thing with the window that I'm a little concerned about is that the air conditioner is actually going to be blowing like at um right at the O and G scale. And I'm actually a little
Oh,
bit curious if it'll actually be powerful enough to actually knock the O or the G scale off the track,
okay.
or if I'm going to need to just sort of make sure that anytime I'm running that stuff that I turn it off.
How high do you think that window is, or do you know? I know how wide it
Um,
is.
it is. Does 84 inches sound correct? I don't think
Let's
that
take a
sounds
look.
correct.
Let's take a look. Let's see how obnoxious it looks. No, it's about
Oh,
right.
nope. That's right. That is exactly right. And
Yeah,
so if you don't know how I came up with 84, I will
84.
I will show you really quickly. I have sort of a list of things that I'm collecting on Amazon. You can see them all if you go to, I think it's, what is it? It's amazon.humancity.org, I think it is.
Okay.
John says it'll take a very stiff wind to knock O scale or garden scale over. I hope so. But I've got all these items of things that I'm, looking to get for the new space, and I've gotten here these curtains that are 52 by 84. I know it's not as wide, but I wanted them nice and thick to absorb some sound, as well as to block the light when I want to try
Oh,
and
okay.
control the light in the space. But yeah, so that's why I guessed 84, because I knew at some point I
You
measured it.
measured. Mm-hmm.
At some point I did. Yeah. I want to get this jib in there as well. So my side camera that's over here, this
Mm-hmm.
side camera, instead of having it on this static little arm, I want to I want to see if I could fit a jib in the corner
What's a
on,
jib?
this is a jib.
Yeah, it's an arm, but does it like automatically
It
move or something?
does not automatically move.
Okay.
You would manually need to move it, which
Oh, so
is,
you just position it real quick and it kind of sticks there.
yep, exactly. And
Okay.
I would put it on this set of wheels. So
Oh,
I have a ton of tripods.
okay.
Um, Containerman says I need empty egg cartons to glue onto the walls. Yeah, I'm instead of egg cartons, I found, and I've been using them. I've actually got some here. Uh, these these little soundproof panels. They're not too big. They're 12-inch by 12-inch squares. And I'm gonna the other one, the ones that I'm getting for the room are darker gray and black. These are lighter. But I'm gonna attach them to some, get this fabric like strap, and I'm gonna put them together in rows, like in columns that I can then hang off of the track, so that I can move them around, because I don't have enough to do the whole.
You might be surprised that even though it's a solid walled room, you the acoustics will be fine once you're mic'd up right.
Yeah, I mean, I did I did that sort of joke video where I for Dave P when he hosted, and it is really really resonant in that room right now. But Norman,
Yeah.
jib does come from nautical. If you the So there's the mast, and then I believe the jib would be the horizontal piece that comes off of it, and it's the part that if you hear, they'll yell jib ho, and then that big beam will swing from one side of the boat to the other. And the joke on all of the romantic comedies from like the 80s, where they'd say jib ho and the thing would swing over and it would knock the person into the water. But yes, it is nautical. 100%.
Yeah, put the dog in the chair.
Oh, there you go.
See how it
Nice.
looked.
Nice.
So
Creepy, you're a bit late, but we're back looking at the studio. I did a little rant about the studio because unfortunately I'm not in the studio.
we're
Um,
virtually in the studio.
Yes, Andrew, like a jib crane, right? As well, right? The crane, you've got the big mast of the crane, and then the jib part of the crane is the part that comes out off the mast. So it's the same kind of thing in video. Video mode. Oh, I mean, so no one outside the room can hear humans scream when a train goes flying off the tracks again and breaks into a million pieces when it hits the floor. They did actually put, I think it's called, it's not Durarock. It's, what is that drywall called that's made for sound stuff? I forget what it's called, but they put up different, they put up different drywall and they actually put different insulation in that is sound, whatever it is, insulation. So, yeah. Virtually in the studio instead of reality. Yeah. I'm gonna need to figure out what to do for the next couple of weeks, and I got to figure out how to get all this bubble wrap out of here as well. You still want to put the dog on the chair, don't you?
I do. The dog needs to be in the chair. That was a great idea. Okay, this is a little more. At least you have room to move around. This would obviously be where the monitors and stuff are. And then platform. And then lots of wall. Ooh, the dog is. We're seeing through the dog's head. That's not cool.
That was creepy.
Yeah, this wall you could put your bookshelf on, and ladder can obviously go under the tables.
Yeah. Container Man. Oh, it was this one. Yeah, they didn't use rock wool, but they used something similar to it. And there is a drywall for sound absorption. Let me see if I can find the name. Drywall for Quiet Rock. That's what it's called. I couldn't remember. Yeah, it's I think it's a denser drywall, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. You need to put an air barrier between it, because it's really the air space that's what stops the sound. But yeah, Quiet Rock is the drywall. Yeah. And my thing about this is one of the reasons I'm kind of setting it up like I am as well is I'm going to have it all on wheels so that I can get behind things.
Right.
And this orientation here, without rolling it out, you can only get to like 1 1/4 sides. You can't even get to the other sort of side of it. So that was a little bit the reason for that, being on those angles as well. But this looks like there might be just enough room to do this. Probably need to just space those tables about 10 inches apart just because of the way the layout is, but it looks like I will have enough room for the chair to fit in there.
Yeah, I think it depends on the orientation of those tables of how it will work.
So Norman's saying one day I'm going to lock myself in the studio and nobody's going to hear me screaming to let me out. So the funny thing will be is if I'm locked in the studio, theoretically I'll have the internet and I will be able to live stream the fact that I'm stuck in the studio, and somebody will need to call the building or something because I don't know that I'm going to have any phone in there. I do not think they're putting a phone in, but I don't know the answer.
Who needs a phone these days? You have a cell phone.
Sorry, when I mean a phone, I meant the intercom phone to the front desk. Oh, I do have a window that I could yell out of. That is true. There will be curtains in front of it that I will need to move out of the way. But yeah, landline. Nah, I don't do landlines. Nisi was away from her keyboard and came back and thought the dog was a cannon from the overhead view.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll call Andrew. He'll have to come down from his place because he's not too far away. But Andy, surprisingly enough, I've met another person in the neighborhood, so we may have a group of people soon that are all. We'll have a little in-house model railroad club. So you lay something in 2D, and then you have to basically then place it in 3D as well, because in 2D it doesn't have a height, I guess, right?
right. You can adjust the height if you knew how tall it's going to be, because you can always go into settings.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
I think it's fun just to
move
drag it around.
So this is a Keystone die-cast electric train set in G scale. So this is the right scale for one of the overhead.
Is it really? It's huge, dude. You're going to need a turn that comes out like 2 or 3 feet up here. These shelves are going to need to be massive.
Do you have one of the drawings of it with the trains? I can open it up real quick if you don't.
Yeah, I do. They're right here.
But with the no, you don't have them with the upper thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, give me a second and I'll show the upper thing. Human, are you gonna have a red sweater too? Yes, I found a neighbor in the neighborhood, and I'm going to change my shoes. So I will start off every live stream once I get into the new studio by replacing my shoes. Replacing? Is that the right word? By changing my shoes.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so I found I'm gonna share my screen in 1 second. Just so I found this, which is let's hide the O. So this here is G scale, and these are part number. And this is more for Mr. Pictovid, who will know. This is a 23.6 inch curve radius. So I think he just said the typical is a 2-foot curve. So yeah, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna buy. You can get like pre-cut project boards, 3/4 inch plywood in like 2-foot by 2-foot pieces.
Okay.
And I'll just get one of those for each of the corners. And that should actually, I think, that will allow me to pick up the O scale as well in the corners. And then I'll just use some, I don't know, 1 by something along the other side. But yeah, I'm gonna change my channel name to Mr. Heath Rogers, and I will start by changing my shoes. Container Man, I'm going to ignore that comment because that's not going to happen. But yeah, maybe we'll do a live stream with Andy in person sometime from the new studio. At the rate I'm going, though, that could be a year or so away. I don't know where Steve Childers is tonight. I know last week he told me he had something else going on. I'm not sure where he is this week, but there you go. Look how big those trains are. So the good thing about, yeah, I know. Every time you look away from the mic, you get a lot quieter. Maybe turn the mic a bit to avoid that, and that's why I don't use this mic as much, and I use this other mic, is because this mic you really have to talk, into a specific part of it, and I'm just not like people that are really good at radio and whatnot, like know how to like work around the mic, and I'm just terrible at it. That is true. Mr. Rogers did have the trolley. I like that Mr. Rogers trolley. That was pretty awesome. Speedy delivery, those G scale trains. So in about 15 minutes. Oh, I meant to do that. Oh, okay. I thought we were looking at the other screen. In about 15 minutes, I believe Mr. Tom's Trains and Things is going to be showing us his Arduino collection. He has implied that he has quite the collection of it. Yes, it is a super cardioid, Mike, and that is why I want my dream is a hyper cardioid shotgun microphone, which is hyper, which is apparently more cardioid than a super cardioid. Yeah, I mean it's it is tight. Yeah, I think this is going to be the initial layout until I can do something custom. Um, I unfortunately think that's going to be it. And yet, Norman, the one good thing about having G scale and O scale up top is it doesn't derail quite as often as, or at least my experience of it is it doesn't derail quite as often as some of the other scales as well. So I was saying, yeah, Tom's gonna be on a little bit talking about Arduinos. Let's I'm gonna give like 3 or 4 more minutes on the poll. If you haven't answered the poll yet, I've got a poll going on that says if I moved Modeling Monday to after Tom's show at 9:30, would you still be able to attend? So far, 56% said yes, it's a better time. 12% said yes, but it's a worse time. 16 said no, the time doesn't work for me. And another 16% said, I don't know what I'm doing here. So let's see in a little bit. Yeah, so I know I'm competing with Nix. Oh, and American Pickers. Lackawanna usually only streams from about 8 to 9, maybe a little bit later. But yes, I know I'll be competing with Nick starting at 9:30 when I start, but he also starts at 8 as well. So yeah, it's I know. I know. But yeah, I mean, vote if you can vote. But yeah, I like Nick's a lot. I always go over to, well, not always, 99% of the time I go over to Nick's after Tom's Trains and Things because I do. So Jerry, so I did talk a little bit about why moving the times. A couple reasons are that later works better for me. From 6 to 8 would be a time that I would, spend with the girlfriend traditionally. The girlfriend usually goes to bed earlier than I do. So moving it to 9:30 means she would probably just have gone to bed. So I would not be impacting time with her. The other reason for moving it is that I am hoping within the next week or two, I'm going to be getting a job, and that job will, the job that I'm looking at get, likely I would be able to keep a stream at 9:30. Whereas if the stream was at 6, I'd probably have to miss a couple of them. So that's kind of why. And John, I agree. No one's competing with anybody. People will watch whatever they want when it's live, and then catch the other ones on replay. And I agree.
Would you be working out of this office space as well for this new job? Okay.
That's the intention, or at
Okay.
least that's my intention.
Sure.
Is that that? Sorry, I'm just leaving. That woke Sparky
Yeah.
up.
Sparky said, "What?"
I agree that nobody owns a time, and yet for my sake, I don't want to be on at the same time as like Tom, right? Like people know Tom's on at 8, and
Yeah.
for my sake, Yeah, and the reality is too, like 9:30 probably works better for me anyway than 8 does. But yeah. So that was pretty cool though, watching that. So that's floorplanner.com,
Mm-hmm.
and
And it's
I
free.
already
The
erased it.
best price ever. I mean, I was looking at open source CAD and all kinds of different floor planners, and I'm just like, why can't I find something that fits the budget? And free really fits the budget. So I shared these plans with you, Heath, so you have a link. You can create your own account, import them in, and start playing around with it too. So if you don't like the size of the dog, you can change the size of the dog.
And that's the only thing I'm gonna mess with
Right.
probably for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
it's
think I just posted the link to your video. Hopefully. But yeah, Joey, see you later. Thanks for coming. Um, but Jerry, I think I answered your question a little bit, Jerry. So my job would impact being able to maintain the 6 o'clock time. So it's likely I would need to move it at some point anyway. And I would like to, I think I like what Modeling Monday has become. So I'd like to kind of continue that, which I think, you know, it would work out. Sparky says, "Was I missing?" I wasn't looking for you. Maybe somebody was.
we found you, I guess.
Yeah. Shays, I'm still on, but in about 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna jump off and
Yeah, this is the longest I've ever watched Heath's live stream. Oh wait, I'm live on the mic. I'm sorry.
you weren't supposed to say that out loud. I do actually love. So right now there are. Let's see. Right now, according to YouTube, there are 37 people watching, but there are 69 votes. And I know only one person can vote. So what that means is that there have been at least 69 unique people
So
that throughout the
people have come and gone as
come and
the
gone.
show's gone
Right.
through. So you almost need to do this like a radio show where you repeat every
Repeat.
20 minutes or so.
Right. Welcome to Humanity Junction. This is my name is Heath. This is Modeling Monday, and let's look and see who's here again.
Right.
But I do like that people come and go, and I do want Modeling Monday will get back to modeling. That is something that I'm very clear with. But it's just been this sort of. I'm not going to get to the rant again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, if people could hit the thumbs up, that would be awesome.
But I think
Sparky, you're
fit the
voting on the
bill.
poll.
You fit the modeling Monday by bringing people on who are also doing stuff. Unlike myself, I'm just sitting here drawing with the computer. But
Yeah, and
Lynn had his trains running in the background. That was
he did.
great.
He did.
You had your trains running. So I think you still check the box. Yes, we did something.
That is true, and I showed my trains back there. My Z scale trains did run a little
Mhm.
bit, which was kind of modeling. I do. Yeah, that's another thing is I'm curious. My poll last week was about the interviews. What I'd like to see sort of happening with the interviews is I'd like to bring up, let's say, like, I guess to use you as the example, Alan. I'd like to bring up somebody like Alan that could show us, let's say, floorplanner.com and how does that work as a modeling tool. So Modeling Monday would be about bringing somebody that is an expert in some aspect of modeling that could come and show us their tips and tricks for how they did something. And I think what I liked about the interviews that I did a couple weeks ago were that a lot of those people aren't regularly on YouTube.
Mhm.
So they're people that unless you go to the Zoom meetings for the NMRA, you're not going to see their information on YouTube. So I want to keep doing that with Modeling Monday.
Yeah, I like
Sparky
that
says this is a
periodically.
close-up of Heath's face. Not sure I could thumbs up that.
Yeah.
Is that better, Sparky?
I liked it periodically. I like the variety. So occasionally there's a whole bunch of people and it's a great conversation. There's a lot of different things going on. Chat usually has their own thing going on, which is quite normal. Then Sparky comes in and throws everyone off the rails, so to
Throws
speak. I'm just
everyone
kidding.
for a loop. I just ended the poll, so we ended with 69 votes. The percentages pretty much stayed the same. The two yeses added up together were 67%, which means 2/3 of the people that it would be better for them. What I don't know is
Better for them
whether
to move it to 9, or I don't remember what the question was. It was that
the
long
question
ago.
was, if I moved it to 9:30, would you still be able to attend? And
Oh, okay.
67% basically said yes.
Well, there you go.
And then the number that was surprising actually was the 11%, or sorry, the 15% that said, I do not know what I'm doing here. And Mr. Pictovitz says, when are we having is a hot dog a sandwich? And before I came up with this more on topic poll question, that was actually going to be the the question. So
Yeah, I thought you did that and you were going to have a conversation, and that was the whole live stream was that discussion.
And some people do use the poll for that
Mhm.
reason as well. Yeah, and Sparky, I know, like, it's 9:30 is an interesting time because you do get a lot of the West Coast people. So I feel like it would become definitely a more American-based show or a US-based show.
Mhm.
Whereas at 6 o'clock, I definitely am able to, get more people from the UK involved, which I like. I like it to be international. So it's a catch 22.
Yeah.
But yeah, I added that sort of I don't know what I'm doing here question for people like John at TSG Multimedia, David Atkins admitted to checking that one off as well. So yeah, there were definitely some people. Yeah, and I'm a late night person too, so like 9:30 is just great for me because I'm not going to bed anyway anytime soon. But
So I don't want to like sway the vote, but now that the voting's closed, I can put my 2 cents in. I'm more of an early to bed, early to rise, so I am up crazy early, like usually with the sun.
So are you going to start live streaming at 6 a.m. for everybody? Is that what you're
No.
saying? You're going to take on the 6 a.m. slot?
That would be terrible. No.
Yeah. Creepy says
No.
it's a good time for Australia, which is true. I saw,
Sure.
Brad was in here earlier, and we had Greg from Midsummer in here as well.
Mhm.
And Creepy obviously from Australia as well. So there is, I might pick up some Australia people by doing it later, which means Shannon may show up with his haircut. So, yeah. On that note, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, Alan, for showing us floorplaner.com, and I'm just going to post the link one more time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
To that
It was
video.
fun.
Yeah, and I'm gonna power this down and send it over to Tom's. But before I send it over to Tom's, as we're heading out of here, I do want to make sure to thank everybody that are channel members, either on Patreon or on YouTube, as well as thank all of my sponsors. Please support my sponsors. They make this possible to get things that I showed today and stuff like that. And thanks to all the channel members as well. So have a great Monday, and I will see everybody later.
about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.